Good afternoon. For most of the last year, our region has been under tough coronavirus restrictions in various forms. Bradford has had tougher restrictions than most, partly because Black, Asian and minority ethnic communities have been disproportionately affected by the virus. The city is still fighting a tough battle against COVID, but is hoping to bounce back. Aisha Iqbal reports.
On the steps of Bradford's City Hall, 1,000 candles for 1,000 lives. Bradford passed the 1,000 death toll landmark at the end of January. At the end of February, it stood at 1,205. Doctors say that COVID flourished in areas like Bradford for a number of specific reasons. They include poverty levels, the fact that so many houses are multi-generational and cramped, and that so many of those people from those households work either in the NHS or care homes. They picked up the virus at work and took it home. As the crisis and the death toll escalated last autumn, the council recruited its own test and trace team to knock on doors of people who the national test and trace companies were failing to contact. These COVID ambassador teenagers have been recruited to help communicate key public health messages and to challenge misinformation.
Our job essentially is to be the voice of young people in Bradford and to respond to their needs, try and identify those needs and to act upon them, basically.
In a city like Bradford, we often trust people that we know.
Obviously, the virus has had a really horrible effect on so many people, and as young COVID ambassadors, we're trying to deal with that.
After a difficult year and seemingly endless restrictions and wavering infection rates, the hard work at grassroots level has produced some good results in Bradford. But for those in charge of steering the district through this crisis, the battle is far from over.
England's first pop-up blood donation centre to help scientists working on a COVID-19 research study has opened in Bradford. People who've previously tested positive for COVID but experienced either mild or no symptoms are being asked to come forward to donate blood. Gene analysis will help scientists understand why some people seem resistant to becoming seriously ill.
If we can find the differences between someone who gets COVID and isn't sick and somebody who gets COVID and is very unwell, then we can hopefully identify drug targets, we can identify the kind of people who are going to have problems. There's all sorts of things that can come out of this research to try and improve COVID care generally.
Next, a family in Leeds has taken part in Sleep Out for Syria in solidarity with Syrian refugees. It's 10 years since the conflict began. Events like these would usually take place in big groups, but this year supporters have been asked to take it into their gardens. This mum hoped to use the experience to teach her children about what life can be like for refugees living in camps.
It might be cold, it might even be windy, it might rain, it might not be the most comfortable, but I think, you know, just to have that kind of feeling that they might feel, they feel it every day. This war's been going on for 10 years, so I think, you know, just to appreciate what we have and have some sort of feeling towards what they're going through. I really want me and the kids to experience that, and, you know, your heart goes out to them.
Normally we'd probably be holding big events where people can gather and raise funds and donate towards our projects in Syria. But obviously living in the pandemic, we're unable to do that. So this is a way in which people can get their families involved and learn a bit about what we're doing in Syria at the moment and how they can continue to help.
Football now, and Sheffield United have been in FA Cup quarter-final action against Chelsea. It was a chance for the Blades to have a break away from their relegation battle in the Premier League. Olivia Richwald reports.
Sheffield United started the match against Chelsea in energetic form. This time last year, the Blades reached the same stage but lost to Arsenal. Could it be different this year away from home? United's dominance in the first 15 minutes soon gave way to pressure from a strong Chelsea side, and the goal came from a defensive error. Oliver Norwood's foot deflecting this ball, 1-0 to the team in blue. In the second half, the Blades in their salmon pink would have to swim upstream to save their place in the competition. And there were reasons to be optimistic, but David McGoldrick is likely to regret this missed chance.
Oh, it's a fantastic opportunity for David McGoldrick.
The Muck pressure continued apace. This effort from McBurney saved. Even in added time, there were missed opportunities, and it was Chelsea who hit the back of the net in the dying minutes of the game. It finished 2-0. It's not been Sheffield United's season and it won't be their FA Cup this year. But interim manager Paul Heckinbottom can be pleased with the belief and determination his team showed. Olivia Richwald, BBC Look North.
Right, let's get the weather forecast now. Here's Kat.
Hello there, good afternoon. Well, it has been very settled out there today, and that settled theme does continue through this evening and overnight. A mixture of clear spells with some cloud bubbling in from time to time, with temperatures at around 2 to 3 degrees. So sparkles of frost out there tomorrow morning with the best of any brightness first thing across the east. Elsewhere though, quite cloudy with temperatures at around 10 to 12 degrees. So quite settled out there this evening and overnight, and it does stay dry through the day on Monday.
That's all from us for now. We'll see you at 10:20.